Hello everybody and welcome back to Tin Can. As always, I am Dor, and today we're going to go ahead and give this 15-minute run a go here, and hopefully we can go ahead and survive that. I'm going to also grab 2 batteries this time instead of the battery and a filter like a smart person, and let's grab these guys. We have 40 seconds to go. Let's go ahead and chuck and keep chugging along here. We need some more batteries. We have filters in this room. That was a waste of time going in there. Let's grab some more batteries. Let's keep going here. We have 30 seconds. Crouch, chuck, go. We have some more batteries we can grab, I guess. We'll grab a filter and a battery. There's a whole bunch more batteries in there, and one of the surge protectors. We should probably grab one of those because I have a feeling we might end up going into one of the nebula things, and if we do that, then I'd rather have some of these on hand just to go ahead and try and keep our stuff functioning through it. So 6 seconds left. Let's just go ahead and launch, and let's go ahead and start opening up our stuff here. So we're gonna flip all of our switches on over to the error codes like we've been doing constantly here. So all of those are on. Let's go ahead and turn on our atmospheric thing as well because that's not running currently. We can go ahead and sort our stuff here so that it's not just all over the floor and all over the place. So let's get our displays. We started with one display, so that's nice. We have some of the surge protectors, which we should be able to go ahead and put into this one, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe this one. Yeah, that one there. We also started with a surge protector, so we have an extra one on the ground. Let's go ahead and put the filter in here, or the fuse, not the filter. And then we have a bunch of batteries we can go ahead and squeeze into the drawer as well. So that can go, oops, there, and then these ones can go ahead and go in there as well. We will go ahead and put these where they need to be going in a second. We just need to go ahead and get ourselves situated here. So right off the bat, we are going right into an electrical storm, so that's not great for us. We need a battery in this guy to go ahead and have that running. I think we can also put this in there. I think, yeah, we can. Okay, cool. We don't have a on-off button because we didn't grab any of those. Did we get lucky? We did indeed. Cool. So let's turn that on so we are generating oxygen and stuff for that. Flip that on over to that thing. Let's go ahead and swap our air tank and our carbon monoxide tank as well since we are already here. Let's grab that one. Let's drop that one in. And we will just go ahead and plop that there. Plop that one on in as well. And then we can go ahead and put these guys into their respective little things here. And that's going to go ahead and fill those bottles up again. We need to go ahead and also check, do these guys have those surge protectors in there? They do not. Let me actually, before we run into this storm, we have 2 of them ready to go. We need to go ahead and put those in there. And I think it's too late already. Uh-oh. Let me drop that, turn these off, open these up, please. And that one can go ahead and go in that one. We can turn that back on. We need to open up this one and put that in there, please. Cool. Let's go ahead and turn that back on. The atmospheric pressure thing doesn't have one. We don't have an extra one laying around, so it's really nothing we can do about that. And now we just kind of have to be on the ball here and try and keep our air going pretty much as long as we can here. Let me clean the filters before we forget about that again. And this one doesn't have a filter, so we can go ahead and put that in right away. Our power just went out. What are we stuck on? Oh, our gravity went out. That's what just happened. Okay, so that's why we can't move. Let me grab that guy so we can and put that there. And we need to also go ahead and turn our generator back on. So let's wiggle our way around here. That can go ahead and go on. That should be fine. We need to grab that again so we can turn our air and stuff on as well. There we go with those guys. We have the alarm going off. I think that's on the generator here, I believe. Yeah, that's the generator going off. What are the error codes we're getting on this guy? 1.4 and MPAA, and I believe no, that's not the battery code. I'm trying to get to the booklet here. Let me grab that again. So currently on our reactor, we have a bad power connection and a bad fuse. So I don't think we have any of those in our storage thing here, but I'll go ahead and check. I think we have the fuse, but it's not that fuse. That's a high capacity fuse, and we don't have those ones available. Where are our emergency lights at? I just turned those things off. Let me actually turn those back on. We didn't strip any parts out of them yet, so that should be fine. And let's go ahead and see if we have those things in here. So I'm pretty sure we don't have any of the high efficiency fuses or industrial fuses, whatever that thing just was. I totally forgot the name of it already. And battery storage is not going to be it. That's not going to be it either. Our rescue beacon thing is offline right now, so that's not great for us. And can I turn that back on? Oh, no. Turn that back on? Oh, that just messed everything up, didn't it? We need our emergency lights back on, please, game. Where did I just go? Oh, our reactor just turned off, didn't it? Well, no, it's still on. Why'd our lights turn off? There we go. Can we turn our generator back on as well? Actually, no, because we're probably not having power come through the line. So we need to actually fix that power connector, probably the first thing here. And our oxygen and stuff says it should be fine. Where's our main gauge at? I'm so spun around right now. Our gauges are kind of okay. Our breathability is still fine. So we need to go ahead and get that stuff functioning before it's too late here. Just kind of ignore the beeping here. Let's go ahead and change out the battery. That's what's happening on this thing here. This thing's completely dead. So let's plop that there. Swap you out, please. So there we go. And then this should kick on, I think. Maybe if the things are bad, they might be bad. That's probably what's happening here. Let me take that guy as well. I think we have an extra one in here, right? Is it the bottom drawer? Yeah, we have extra ones in here. Let me go ahead and swap these things out. And there we go. That was what's happening there. We need to get our repair thing up and running if we can. I don't think it's too hard to get up and running. We need a battery. We need a fuse. And I think that's like the bare necessity of things you need in this thing to get it up and running. So let me go ahead and plop those in here really quick. And then we should have our repair thing going. And we can go ahead and repair that fuse. And then we should be okay to get things rolling again. So can we turn you on there? We need an on-off switch, which we don't have currently. And let's just go ahead and take an on-off switch from something that doesn't need it right now, and I'm kind of trying to figure out what doesn't need it. We don't need an on-off switch on that right now. We can go ahead and move it over here for right now, and yeah, that's going to be enough to go ahead and get this thing up and running, so that's fine. Let me go ahead and grab the fuse, and actually let me turn the reactor off before we do that so we don't shock ourselves. And let's take the fuse and shove it in the repair thing, and then we can go ahead and get this thing up and running and get that error code taken care of at least. Actually, no, I can't because I totally forgot how this works. We need to go ahead and scrap some stuff before we can actually do that. So let me put that back in there for right now and turn the reactor back on just so we have stuff running again for the time being until we get that up and running. We need to scrap a couple fuses and stuff. Okay, so I scrapped 2 of the displays that we had in our little storage there, and I think the switch on this thing is broken now because it won't let me turn the reactor off. So let's see if we have enough in there to repair it. And I'm going to guess we might because it's letting me do it. And we are currently on fire as well. I'm going to see if this is repaired, and then we can hopefully turn the reactor off and get that kind of squared away as well. And no, okay, so we don't have that thing up and running at all. We need our fire extinguisher before we die here, and I can't for the life of me remember where anything is in this little compartment. Okay, that's that taken care of. Let's go ahead and try and get these things going. We have 8 minutes left, or 9 minutes basically. We're 8.5 minutes in. Our oxygen is slowly starting to drop now because we don't have anything up and running, and for the life of me, this freaking flashlight needs to stay on. Let's turn the emergency lights back on, and they immediately turned off. Okay, great. We need that power connector squared away, and we need the fuse squared away, which we can't do right now. Let me see. Oh, we do have a fuse in here. I am so blind. I am so blind. Okay, so we're going to take this thing out. We're going to get shocked doing it. I'm pretty sure. Yep. Let me see if I can beat it around the circle here so we don't die. And we can't actually take it out. Okay, so... Ooh, it's off actually, so that should be fine. Let me take it out now. Yep, there we go. So new fuse in, bad fuse out. Let us dump that in there. And then what else was bad on here? I think the on-off button is bad, so that's not fantastic for us. And I guess we can check that by putting that in this thing. And if it turns on, then we have power. If not, then we don't. Yeah, we don't have a working switch. So we need to scrap some more stuff to get the switch up and running. And for right now, I guess we'll just take the light switch because, I mean, we don't have lights on anyways, so it's not going to make a difference. And there we go. Okay, cool. So we still have a bad power connector, so it's this guy here. And let me just double check all the drawers because if we do have it, then we can go ahead and swap it. If we don't, then we need to get that thing up and running, which we don't have it because it would be right here. So we scrapped the displays already. Let me scrap a fuse and see if that's going to be enough for us to repair that thing. Although it is saying no data, so I'm a little worried about that. So we actually ran out of air in these tanks, and I didn't realize that. The alarms were going off. I just figured it was power related, so I was ignoring them, and I probably shouldn't have been doing that. And we're also just going to die because we didn't have these things actually charging, so that's kind of my bad. And I guess we're going to need to run this again because we did really, really badly on this. And I don't know what we do about the computer repairing our stuff because it just says no data. And it's missing that little screen that is normally there to tell us like if it's repairing or not. We can take this thing, and I don't know if this is going to allow us to go ahead and put it in there, but it doesn't look like it's going to... Oh, actually it is. It's going to let us put it there. It still says no data. Can we take this and put it in there and just break it? We're going to die, so I don't really care. And no, it's still just saying no data. So maybe we need the whole computer up and running to keep track of how much stuff is in here. Okay, let's go ahead and give that another go here. We're going to take some on-off switches this time around as well because we didn't have any of those. That kind of came back to bite us a little bit. We are also going to grab a bunch of batteries. We need to grab some of the surge things again as well because those need to be in our stuff there. That kind of came back to bite us again as well. So let's make sure we grab some of those too. We got that thing, we got that thing. We have 35 seconds. I kind of keep not sprinting a little bit here and there. We are going to grab one more of the surge things if we see it. We have a high capacity thing, we have a surge thing, we have more batteries there. We might do another grabbing of batteries just for the sake of having a bunch of batteries. We could use them. We'll take one more battery, we'll take one filter. We will come back if we can. We have 10 seconds. Do we want to risk it? Do we want to risk it? Let me grab that. I don't know what this is. Okay, it's a alarm button. Well, whatever, that's fine. All right, so let's go ahead and hopefully make it through this thing. So let's turn this thing on, and I don't know if I need to turn them off to put the surge protector thing in there or not, but we can go ahead and put the filter in there. Let's go ahead and put the surge protector in there as well. If we get shocked, we get shocked, and we know. Okay, we don't get shocked. Good. So this one needs a surge protector as well. I'm kind of hoping that we have one in the drawer so we can just go ahead and put one in the oxygenator as well because we didn't grab 3 of them. So I think it's this drawer, and no, we don't have one this time around. That kind of stinks. We do have an extra fuse. That's not the fuse. We have the fuse. Did I grab a fuse? I don't think I did. I think I grabbed a bunch of batteries this time. I don't think I grabbed the fuse. Okay, so we can go ahead and put the high capacity one in here. That's going to go ahead and stay there. We have a bunch of switches. We have a display port. Let's go ahead and put that in here. We're going through the electrical thing right off the bat here, so we're going to go ahead and probably go into a really bad place again. Let's take the stuff and sort it as much as we can before we have that happen, though, so that can go ahead and close. We have the electrical stuff here, and let's put the batteries away. We should also go ahead and get this thing up and running. I don't know why I waited this long. Let's put that there, and let me grab the on-off switch. And this can go ahead and start running as well. That way we are producing a little bit of oxygen so we can swap the tanks out, which we should probably do right off the bat here. Let me close that guy, grab that one, swap it, and place it in here. We need to do that with the CO2 as well, so that can go ahead and stay kind of breathable for a little bit longer here. I think what we'll do is as we enter into the electrical storm here, we're probably going to turn off a bunch of our stuff just so we don't have it kind of get surged and break, because this thing doesn't have a surge protector, so we don't really need that stuff breaking. Let me turn that off. We don't have a surge protector in our oxygenator, so that's a little bit of an issue. I'm gonna have to risk it with this one because we can't really turn that off without dying. So let me, I don't know why I closed that. Let me go ahead and open up our generator so we can kind of see that thing as well. Turn our emergency lights off because we don't need them right now. And then we should be good to go ahead and swap these guys over to these error code screens as well. I think to get the computer up and going here, I think we just need a fuse and stuff as well. We don't need the surge protector unless we want to just not have it get broken. So we can try and get this thing up and running if we can. We need an on-off switch. We can go ahead and put these guys in there as well. Immediately just one electric bolt broke our stuff. We can go ahead and put that there. We can go ahead and put this in the respective little slot there. We can turn our generator back on, hopefully. And let's see, what else do we need in there? We need a fuse and we need a battery, I think. And I guess a fuse actually doesn't go into that thing, so never mind. That doesn't need a fuse. We need a battery. Let me grab a battery, please. So I'm pretty sure these are the same error codes we just had. It's a bad fuse and a bad power connector, so we're going to go and swap those things out really quick before anything else breaks on it. So we know we have one of these in the chest, and if we go ahead and get to it quickly, we can go ahead and swap it out. Let's grab that one. We are running out of air already because the generator just wouldn't kick on there for a second. Let me do that, and then we need the power connector, which we can't really do anything about. Let's turn this thing back on. Let's go ahead and flip our oxygenators and stuff on as well so that the stuff can kind of start getting squared away. And hopefully those things aren't too broken. That's on. That stuff's on. That one's not on. I'm not quite sure why that's not on. This one has a whole bunch of errors with it, so that's not great. And please turn on. I guess you don't have battery power? Yeah, you don't have battery power. That's a quick fix for us. That's not a big deal. I need lights on, please. This flashlight is really rage-inducing. Let's grab the battery and put it in here, please. There we go. That's the oxygenator done, or the atmospheric thing done. Please stop beeping. You have a lot of error codes that I don't want to deal with right now. We need this power connector dealt with, though, on the reactor, because without the reactor, we don't have a steady source of power coming in, and we don't have any of those things in our thing again. So if we get this thing up and running, we need that thing going. We need this thing. Can we turn this thing on? No. Oh, actually, maybe, because it's spinning. So maybe it'll turn on in a second. Well, it's on, but it's not telling me any information. So I think we're missing something in this drawer, but I don't know what it is because I didn't go back to the sandbox mode to take a look at the fully built thingies, so I don't know exactly what should and shouldn't be in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and focus on fixing this thing. We need that thing up and running as well, our temperature controller, and let's try and fix the fuse thing. So we need to go ahead and get the repair thing up and running. This thing needs to be on as well, producing some oxygen, because if we don't have that, we're going to get in trouble here in a second. So this is relatively easy. We just need to go ahead and get the battery and stuff in there again, and hopefully this time around we can go ahead and put that thing on there sooner and see if that's going to allow us to go ahead and break things down and actually keep track of what we're breaking down, because I don't know why it wasn't keeping track of that stuff. That might be why it wasn't keeping track of the data stuff, because we didn't have a data connector in there. So now that we have that in there, we should be okay to have this thing turn on. And yeah, we have empty and 0, so we might need a data connector on our main computer as well for that to go ahead and register things. So let's go ahead and take this thing and shove it in there. If I could grab that, and I did it with the wrong arm. Let's go ahead and open that, put it in there, and break it down, please. So we have 50 points to go ahead and spend. Let us grab this thing again, and I didn't grab it. Let me go. We can go ahead and put it in there, and I don't know how much that's going to need to go ahead and repair it, but let's go ahead and turn this off really quick so that we don't shock ourselves. Grab that, grab the arm thing, shove ourselves into there, please, if we can. Boop. And it's only going to cost us 13 to go ahead and repair this thing, so let me go ahead and do that. It's going to take a second to repair, but at least this time around we should be good, right? Once this thing is kind of stable, we don't have to worry about our power, and then we can go ahead and start picking apart our oxygenator and stuff to go ahead and make sure that those things stay online a little bit longer this time around to go ahead and actually meet the requirement for the time limit here. So that's back in there. We can go ahead and turn this on. We shouldn't have any error codes on our reactor bit here, and I think we should be okay, although that is an error code that is like flashing, so we might have to look that up. I'm going to go ahead and say that it's probably good. I'm going to turn all of our stuff back on because we are starting to have that heavy breathing thing kick in, and we don't have power to this guy because the battery probably is dead again, which something we can't really fix right now, unfortunately. So let's see, what else can we do? We can turn that off again so we're not pulling power. And where's our main gauges? How are we looking on power? We're not looking too great. What if we yank these things off? Is this going to make the reactor get hotter for us to go ahead and like kick into gear a little bit quicker? I don't have any alarms. That's not necessarily good, though. Can I turn my lights on? I keep just not having them on. There we go. So, nope, breathability is still dropping. Let me clean the filters. Maybe that's what's happening here. The tanks are a little low. Not terribly low, though. We don't have any batteries. We don't have the stuff in the charger to actually charge the batteries. So let me put a data connector in the computer and see if we can see some more stuff that might help us a little bit here. Let me grab that guy. We need to go over to this guy. And we need a data connector somewhere, probably right there. Yep. And we have 2 NOA, which is, I believe, battery power. So that means this guy isn't actually running, which means those are indeed error codes and our booklets over there. So we have 01 and 2 popping up, which we can't really see right now because our vision is getting blurrier and blurrier, which just means we're going to die. There's really not much we can do here. We're going to just fail again. That's my bad. Now that we know for sure we can actually get the repair thing up and running, that's a good sign, though. We can do that a little bit quicker next time. And the reactor thing, if I could find that thing, would kind of help us. Man, I really can't read those. Those are so blurry. Can I read it like this? What is it again? 01 and 2, and never mind, we're dead. All right, well, I think that's actually going to go ahead and be it for today's episode. Next episode, we know going into it that we can repair the repair station, so that's nice. We need to get the battery thing up and going as well. If we're able to, maybe bring another couple batteries, maybe try for 4 to 6, maybe 8 batteries to go ahead and try and keep things running on battery power until we get that reactor situated. We also need to go ahead and try and keep our atmospheric machine thing up up and going as well. That thing, I don't think it has a power connector in it. I think that's why it's probably running off of battery power only. So if we run through the area, I don't think the power connectors are a thing in the spawn point just yet until we rank up a couple times or something. I don't know when they unlock, but we currently don't have them available to us. But hopefully next episode we can actually make it through the 15 minutes that we need to survive. We were pretty close if this is the actual time, but hopefully we can go ahead and do it next episode. But for right now, that's going to go ahead and be it. So hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.